Former U.S. Army Sergeant Jeff Millard spent a 13-month tour of duty in Iraq, but part of him never returned.
You can't get over combat experience. You don't get over it. You don't move on. You learn to live with it.
The base where he did military intelligence work was shelled relentlessly by enemy mortar fire.
You can try and be as tough as you want. That first time you get mortared in a combat zone, it's terrifying. This is a picture.
Millard has been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. He's now active in a veterans anti-war group and struggles with his invisible wounds.
You go from being terrified of these mortars to becoming just you could care less. But then when you come back here, that desensitization wears off. I have panic attacks, I can't breathe.
Approximately 1.5 million U.S. troops have served in Iraq, and many veterans suffer the after effects of combat. Now, that combat role is changing as most U.S. troops pull back from Iraq's cities and towns. Despite a recent spike in violence, President Barack Obama insists Iraq has become peaceful enough to stick to the timetable for gradual withdrawal. All U.S. combat troops are due to leave the country by August 2010.
If you look at the overall trend, despite some of these high-profile bombings, Iraq's security situation has continued to dramatically improve.
The bomb attacks Obama mentioned killed more than 200 Iraqis in just the past week. Analysts say it's nearly impossible to stop determined suicide bombers from hitting civilian targets.
The people that are perpetrating this have no interest in the people of Iraq and the future of Iraq. They want Iraq to fail. No one can have any sympathy for these people who are essentially interested in the destruction of the country.
It's estimated that tens, possibly hundreds of thousands of Iraqis have been killed since the 2003 invasion, most in sectarian violence. Some Iraqis blame all the mayhem and violence on the U.S. occupation. Many want the U.S. to leave at once, while others fear sectarian violence will re-erupt if the troops withdraw. If the death toll surges, Obama will be vulnerable to criticism from political opponents.
Sure, Obama will be attacked by those on the right, some on the left, abandoning people. Are we doing enough to help restore civil society? Are we neglecting responsibilities we set up for ourselves?
With the administration's focus shifting to the war in Afghanistan, pressure mounts on the Iraqi government to fill the security vacuum. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Washington.